Hey riders, welcome back. Today's video is a little different. A friend told me about a bike meet in Lamego, so I decided to tag along. We start in Ancede, heading out toward Mosteirô, then follow the Douro as the road leads us through Resende. From here, the climb begins, twisting through vineyards and mountain bends, until we arrive to Lamego, our destination for today's bike meet. Ancede is a quiet little town, cradled in history and best known for the monastery of Sant André, standing for almost 900 years. This is where I grew up, surrounded by calm landscapes until around the age of 15 when life took me to a little island in the middle of the Irish Sea, the Isle of Man. Isle of Man is a place just as peaceful, at least for most of the year, but for 2 unforgettable weeks, that silence is shattered as the population nearly doubles and the island transforms into the stage of one of the greatest motorcycle road races in the world, the Isle of Man TT. If you've never seen it, it's an event worth experiencing, even if only through YouTube. I'll stick some links in the description for some examples of the amazing races that you can experience on the island. Leaving Mosteirô and crossing the river, the road begins to hug the Douro closely, curving naturally with a valley. At each bend, new views will open up. We will see some small villages scattered on the hillsides, vineyard terraces cut into the slopes, and the wider river stretching below. I hope you enjoy this stretch, one I've done many times, but believe me, it still takes my breath away. Wildfires have become a serious issue around here, and the scars are clear. In September last year, more than 135,000 hectares burned across central and northern Portugal, including these parts. At least 9 people, including several firefighters, lost their lives, and hundreds of homes were damaged or destroyed. Resende has deep roots, from Roman roads to the monastery of Santa Maria de Carca, a national monument that keeps the medieval soul of the region alive. Old bikes are cool, they're beautiful, but they make it so uncomfortable to ride on long rides. Portugal love cobblestones. My suspension, not so much. Then again, There's not much this old suspension actually enjoys. We turn right to start the climb towards Lamego, through San Martin de Douro. People have actually lived here since the prehistoric times. First the Celtic tribes, then the Romans. Later, during the medieval Reconquista, the name de Mouros was added, marking the past as a borderland between Moors and Christians. Now back to riding. We now start the long climb to Lamego. Enjoy the beautiful views and unique sound of this beautiful, beautiful Honda. were some roadworks back there, and we missed the sign, so we'll have to turn around and find the right way back to Lamego. And there it is, back on the right track. Not the most motorbike friendly road right now. With all the loose gravel, it's very easy to lose your balance and find yourself on the floor. We arrive in Resende. Known for its cherries, it welcomes us with the cobblestone streets and layers of Romanesque history. You can't hear me here, but I was very quick to complain about the traffic, until I quickly realized it was the bike meet that was causing this to me. After an amazing ride, we arrive at the meet. As we got in, we weren't too sure where to park, so we had a quick discussion to try and find the best place to leave, as all the bikes will be leaving at the same time. There'll be quite a chaos. As we drive through, we could see a few riders had already arrived. It was only going to get busier, so I was quite glad to arrive early. This is the bike. 1978 Honda CB750 Four, rebuilt into a Café racer, with a custom seat, retro styling, and a rough but charming attempt at the classic Martini paintwork, all powered by that unmistakable vintage four-cylinder sound. We walked over to the registration stand to get our welcome pack as well as our goodies they offer. We walked into some riders we had met in other events and caught up on what they've been up to. It seems in Portugal, especially during the summer, there are several bike meets almost every weekend, which is quite impressive. As part of the event, there are some stunts being performed later on, so we decided to have a quick look at the bikes and some of the other vehicles used in the show. I don't think these will be road legal. The BMW 30. It has to be one of my all-time favorite cars. I guess it's pretty clear that my thing for old bikes also spills over to cars. We also ran into this beauty. And then quickly walked away when I found out it was for sale. I don't think I could live with the temptation. Lunchtime was near, so we had a quick chat with the guys to get some advice on what the best place to grab something to eat was, and went on our way. In the end, it was an easy choice. We went to the Bifanas stand. A Bifana is basically Portugal's go-to snack. It's thin pork marinated with garlic and spices, fried up and packed into a crusty roll. Simple, messy, and absolutely perfect at a bite meet. Check out the perfection in this. Honestly, forget fancy food. This is pure happiness in a bun. We then headed over to find a good spot to watch the show. As I glanced to my right, I realized there was an MT-09 just like mine like I have back home. Now, to find a place to watch. This will do. Disclaimer, this is not me recording. Thanks a lot, Mr. Volunteer Guy. With the meet and the stunt show behind us, it's time to head back. Leaving Lamego, the road drops gradually towards the valley, easing us to return right. Later on, as the descent begins, the same bends we climbed earlier will now unwind in reverse, giving a whole new perspective to the valley. The river will also come back into view, stretching over far into the horizon. Now, I have seen some stupid things in my lifetime, but I'm not sure that it's a smarter thing to do, but I mean, anything for a selfie, right? It was only at this stage that I realized I'd forgotten to connect my mic, so quick pit stop. For the rest of the video, enjoy uninterrupted footage of what the Douro Valley has to offer towards this golden hour, as well as the beautiful raw sound of the Honda's 4-cylinder heartbeat. I hope it's fun for you, but trust me, not as fun as actually riding it. and the spring is full circle. Back to Ancede after a day of great roads and stunning views. Thanks a ton for riding along. If you enjoyed the trip, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favorite roads in the comments. Until the next ride, stay safe, and I'll see you out there. Ah yes, she wasn't having the star button today, so back to basics, one kick, one prayer, and repeat. Honestly, you have no idea how much it means to me that you're watching this video. Thanks again for your support, and I'll see you next time.